Hello and welcome to China Sport on Sunday. This is the day, the day that I've been waiting for. Will a team go trophyless? Or will that dream for quadruple continue? It is the final day in England, the EPL, and then there are battles, and there are battles. There are battles for supremacy as we decide who becomes the champion of England for this year and for this season. And then when you ask yourself who becomes the champion, it means one thing. There are just two horses in that race: Manchester City and Liverpool. Man City, the defending champions. If they take that, they would have saved their season, because if they don't do that, they are going trophyless. But then Liverpool, they picked the Carabao Cup, they picked up the FA Cup, and they are saying, get this, and the 28th of May, it will be the icing on the cake. Yes, when they take on Real Madrid, in Paris for the Champions League final. So one team is saying, our season is not going to be trophyless, while the other says, no, we are going for the quadruple. So today decides it, but that is just one of the battles. The other battle is a London battle between Arsenal and Tottenham. Who goes to Champions League? Who joins the other three to be part of the Big Four? And that is it. Will Arsenal topple Tottenham? Tottenham are away to Norwich. Why Arsenal? They are home to Everton. But you saw that celebration that happened when Everton came from 2 goals down to defeat Crystal Palace. So that battle is on there. So, but the other battle is between Burnley and Leeds. When Leeds came in with Marcelo Bielsa, we said, yes, that is the best thing to have happened to English League. He won in that year. Bielsa won the league manager of the year. But then what happens afterwards? Just the year after, they are looking at going down south. Is that going to be the case? Or will it be Burnley? So battlefields everywhere, results everywhere. But all the matches taken off simultaneously by 4 p.m. So you go nowhere. But then that is just one of the today is football. It's a festival of football. Because when you leave England and go to Italy, at Milan, the 2 Milan teams says, yes, we want to know who is going to be, who is the Supremo. Is it going to be AC Milan or is it Inter? Those two are battling. I think one is taking Sampdoria, and then the other team that you look at what the other team is taking on. So definitely the title will remain in Milan, because Inter are defending champions. So, but will it be Inter or will it be Milan who will topple their neighbor? They share the same San Siro Stadium. They share a lot of things in common, but this title they will not share. It will go to just one team. So football. Bielsa United. No. Do we say there are 2 Bielsa teams? So the Queens and the United. So we're not talking about the United now that stormed the nation last season to win the FA Cup right from the lower division. We're talking about Bielsa United. We're talking about the Conquerors. They are the #1 female team, because at the Super 6 right there in Benin, they are saying they will play 5 matches. They played 4 and won all 4. They need to established a cement to say today, if they are playing the Nasarawa Amazons, and if they win that match, even a draw is enough. But then they can even still lose and win, because the goal difference should be close about 7 goals. So who picks that? Will it be Bielsa Queens? Adding to the glory of Bielsa, Bielsa State, that has become the #1 state capital of sports in Nigeria. So a lot is happening. But then the biggest one you can think of, how do you go over there? Let me give you this scenario. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times African champion. 6 times African champion. Yes, that is Oduayo Adokore. 6 times African champion. And then 6 gold at the African Wrestling Championship. And you think, wow, who can beat that? Then take this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 in a row. Wow. Blessing. The Olympic silver medalist, Oboduduru. And she has just done that. She has won it for 11th time. 11th-time African champion. Wrestling. Where art thou? Where are other sports? And then they went over there. Something happened. I spoke with Daniel Egali, but in spite of that, he wasn't happy. You would have said, why won't you be happy when you got all this? You took 8 female athletes to the championship. You won 4 gold medals, 2 silver and 2 bronze, and yet you are not happy. So why? Why? We shall tell you why. This man is not about Oliver Twist. It's about perfection. They were saying, we could have done better. They were saying, we missed something. And that thing to me is tangible to my heart. So we shall look at all that. French Open is starting at Roland Garros. Somebody's going for number 14. Kai! Win one trophy 14 times. And then another one is saying, I went on exile. I missed to get my 21 in Australia. Will this be number 21 for me? And that is the joker. But there is a new kid on the block. Carlos Alcaraz. In the past few months, he has not just beaten them, but he has beaten Djokovic and beaten Nadal on the same topic, back to back. That kid. But there is a caveat to this. All three are on the same half of the draw, which means there is no way they will meet at the finals. It has to be just one of them. Then Medvedev will take on Rublev. The Russians are not going to play in Wimbledon, but then here they can assert their influence. So we are going to have a bumper package because we are going to be joined by some great guys. When I tell you this, when they start coming in, we shall start introducing them. But let me start from the house. Yemi, the basketball queen, the Tigress, they are saying we do not accept the Ministry of Sport, withdrawing for 2 years. That we appeal, even as we do not accept, we are appealing that you revert that ban. I mean, what is your take? You're welcome back to the show.
Good afternoon, Ken. Good afternoon, viewers. It's good to be back here. For the basketball thing, it's a sad commentary for those of us who have been following that beautiful game of basketball. And you see, in arriving at some certain conclusions, you need to consider a lot of things. This is some people's career. You're talking about livelihood of people. You're talking about 2 years of, withdrawal from all FIBA competition. You know the implication of that for Nigeria when it comes to female basketball. The little baby steps that we've taken in the past years will be totally eroded. And I love what the female basketballers are doing, appealing to their emotions and consciousness to say, no, we don't want this withdrawal. And I think even authorities higher than the Ministry of Sport should actually wade into this. And if you look at the letter written in response to the letter written by the Sport Ministry to the International Federation, the letter clearly stated that I hope that Nigeria has actually looked at the implication of this withdrawal and they highlighted those things. That this withdrawal, apart from the fact that, yes, you are saying you are withdrawing for 2 years, it will mean that the withdrawal will take more than 2 years, given the fact that sanctions will come with it, and that you'll be missing out on qualifiers for the Olympics and all other competitions. So a lot of things needs to be put in perspective before we take this rash decision. And from here, I'm also appealing to the Sport Ministry and even the presidency too. Take a look at this and reverse this decision. This will jeopardize the gains that we have supposedly made in that game of basketball. And I think we should reverse it, really.
Yes, the minister has said it is reversible. It is not, how do I say it? It's not cast in stone, so it's not permanent. That's if certain things are done. There are some, how do I say, conditionalities. We use that lexicon crept into us when during the IMF conditionality, there are some conditions that you just have to meet. Come together, accept peace, and I will go back to where I sought for the president's approval for this ban. We can unban. I can also go there and appeal to Mr. President and say, please unban us. We have peace in the house. So the ball is now in the court. The minister can restart his peace process. He can go back to these guys and tell them, please, this is what we want to do. Come back to the table. We all want to desire. We don't want our girls to miss out, even if there are a lot of things that are on there. And let me come back to Theo, the Catalans. We all thought, I mean, they had a perfect season. Perfect. They played 30 matches. They won 30 matches. What some clubs say we go unbeaten. You win 27 to 38. They played 30 matches. They won all 30 matches. And we thought when they go back to Europe as defending champions, they were going to do it. But Ibila says shoe get size.
Exactly. That's just it. Good afternoon, Ken. Good afternoon, viewers. It's good to be back again. We're talking about Barcelona the female team of FC Barcelona, who took on Lyon yesterday in the female Champions League final, women's Champions League final in Italy yesterday. And they were spanked by 3-1. Now, Barca had a perfect season, like you rightly put it. They played 30 matches, they won all 30 matches, and they scored an incredible 159 goals along the way. That is in the league alone. Our own assistant, I think, she picked up the Pichichi with, I think, 20 or 21 goals. Thereabouts. So it was almost like a perfect season for the Catalans. But when it came to defending their trophy, yesterday, like you rightly put it,
I'll send something to you.
Shoe get size, like you said, and they were spanked. 3-1. They didn't stand a chance coming up against this super women as the Leon side. And to put it into perspective, these women, the Leon team have won the Champions League 6 times in the last 8 years. 6 times in the last 8 years. They won 5 in a row, I think, and then one other team wins, then Barca, they win against Barca, and then they won it again. So, they've won it, I think, 8 times.
That's the Madrid of Europe, when it comes to female football.
Exactly, you can put it that way. Their dominance is unrivaled as far as women's football is concerned. And, of course, Barcelona got a taste of it yesterday. But in all, I wouldn't say it's been a bad season. They were tipped to win it. It's just that when you come up against who big pass you. And that was what happened yesterday. We're looking forward to having an even better season that's coming in next season. Let's not forget they had, apart from the fact that they won the league, it was the perfect win and all of that for them. They were able to shatter some records along the way, setting the record for the highest attendance for a female match, women's game in football history. You know, when they played at the Camp Nou, they practically
90-something thousand.
About 97,000 fans, came to watch them play. So they practically filled up the stadium. So it's very good for the game. It's an improvement for the game, good for FC Barcelona. But then again, congratulations to Leon.
When it comes to attendance in female football, I think even the female FA Cup in England, that's Man City versus Chelsea, also had a good attendance.
Yes, very good.
Exactly, so very good attendance.
It's good for the game,
at the Wembley. So I know a lot of sentiment around Barcelona with respect to the fact that Oshala is there. But when it comes to the female Champions League in Europe, Leon...
They're pulls apart. Others are just beginning.
Yes.
They are learners.
Leon and others.
Okay. Our guys are joining us. It's going to be a bumper package today because today we assemble the best that you can have that join the best in the team here. And then so we are going to the north and we are going to the south and we are going to Europe. You don't get it anywhere than on this show. Let us start by going to see the king of the north himself, Moise Solomon. He is waiting for us. And I tell you, if there is one man that tells you about where the players are, what Nigerian players are doing at any point in time, you go no further than talking to Moise. If you want to look at what is happening, but this time I want to get Moise somewhere. Good afternoon, Moise. How are you?
Good afternoon, and it's nice to be live on the show again. I've actually missed coming live on the show. I'm so excited that I'm on the show today, and I'm saying good afternoon to also the other people in the studio. Good afternoon.
Yeah, no, your friend is in the studio.
Good afternoon, Moise. Shooting Stars number 11 on the log. We're not going down.
Yeah. I have to say, Shooting Stars have done well, to be very honest. I watched the team play twice when they came to the northern part of Nigeria. I watched the team play twice. They have tried, but like I usually say, water will find its level. You can have a yo-yo season where you do very well, but water will always find a level. You can't.
Moise, it's too early to start.
Moise, you're always shooting from the hips, and the guy is saying, please, this is just an intro. Okay, before we go to see the king of the south, let us stay with Moise. Moise, what is happening to Kano Pillars? I mean, it is looking that they are going down south. Is it possible? Can they save their season, Moise? Can Kano Pillars save their season?
You see, a lot is not right with Kano Pillars, to be very honest with you. I've watched the team at close quarters. Remember, they played the majority of their games last season, almost all their games last season in Kaduna. They played most of their games in Kaduna last season. I mean, they played most of their games in Kaduna last season. I watched them start this season very well in Kaduna as well. And I've been following the team for the past 3 or 4 years at close quarters. The one thing about Kano Pillars is there's this thing about poor recruitment. When you recruit players poorly, there's always a time that this is going to backfire on you. What Kano Pillars are suffering from is the aftermath effect of poor recruitment. I won't lie you. Rabiu Ali called it poor recruitment. Even the coach at the helm, I wonder who was responsible for the recruitment of players. Because even the coach himself came out to say poor recruitment is the bane of poor recruitment is the bane of Kano Pillars. So I wonder who recruited the players if the coach is complaining about poor recruitment. I mean, you have Salisu Yusuf to complain about poor recruitment. Salisu Yusuf took over the team. Salisu Yusuf was made coach of the team, but he was still coaching at Enugu Rangers. He joined the team after the recruitment had been done. They said he was training with them secretly. Everything about Kano Pillars is just a mess. What you're seeing about Kano Pillars now is just a culmination of an administrative incompetence that is manifesting on the the pitch of play. This is 2022 for crying out loud, and you still watch Kano Pillars, and one of the best players will still remain Rabiu Ali. There is no succession plan in Kano Pillars. It's just a case of wash, rinse, and repeat. And when you keep washing, rinsing, and repeat clothes, one day it will definitely fade away. I think that is just the biggest problem of Kano Pillars. That squad needs refreshing, both at the technical area, management area, and also on the playing personnel.
Okay, I will pray Kano Pillar doesn't fade away. I don't know. I want them to be there. But then let's go to the king of the south. I mean, we are crisscrossing Nigeria today. And then who else do you want to get to than Sammy Virginia? Sammy is the voice, the mentor of kids, the next generation. The man says, after my generation, I want to have others come behind me. And he's doing a marvelous job right there in Port Harcourt. Sammy, you're welcome to the show.
Good afternoon to you, Godfather Ken. I know a lot of viewers might be wondering what I mean when I say Godfather Ken, but I say good afternoon to you, Godfather Ken. Thank you very much for having me on your show. Good afternoon to everybody in the studio. And of course, he's not my friend. He's not my friend. He's my brother, the king of the north, Moise Suleiman. We call him Sarki. It's an honor, it's a privilege to be on the same show with him. Let me just quickly say this. I've been in the broadcast journalism industry for about over 20 years. I know Moise knows what I want to say now. And the only time I've been beaten to an award, it's only happened once. And the person who beat me to that award is Moise Suleiman. So he always, yes, he has my huge respect. Moise, is an honor, it's a privilege to be with you on the same show.
All right,
pleasure as well, sir. Big honor.
Okay, let's start with you. We are not going to start with Rivers United, so just calm down, Sammy, because I know you were excited. You were excited that Plateau United stumbled yesterday, but we are not starting there. I am taking you straight to Roland Garros. I mean, it kicks off officially today. Of course, the other match, before now, qualifiers have been played. I've just looked at something that Nadal, Djokovic, Alcaraz are on the same side of their draw. I mean, and then we're going to have a projection of Djokovic and Nadal playing at the quarterfinals. I mean, what do you make of this? And then you can put that icing on the cake. There is one young lady called Iga Swiatek. I mean, she's beating anything that comes her way. She's not even dropping set. If she does that, she gets angry. What are we looking forward to in this? Will Djokovic get? It is too early, but we're talking about, is it number 21 that he missed in Australia, or with Nadal going for number 14? What kind of excitement are we expecting at Roland Garros in 2022?
Let me start from the women's competition. I was actually watching, just before we came live on the show, I was watching a first round match between Magda Linette and Ons Jabeur. Quickly on Ons Jabeur, I think she's somebody that Nigeria should learn from. She's from Africa. She represents Tunisia. And it was one set apiece before I came live on the show in her match against Magda Linette. I don't know if that match is over, but she has my best wishes. The lady you talked about, Iga Swiatek, she's in very good company in terms of the number of consecutive matches won in the WTA circuit. In the same company with Serena Williams. Venus Williams was saying some wonderful things about her. She's one lady to actually watch out for, especially when you consider the fact that some of the big guns, especially Serena Williams, are not in the running for the women's competition, and for the others, they're not really that consistent. So I really want to see what the lady Iga Swiatek does. And then to the other part of the question, the men's singles. I mean, it's quite huge. Like you said, the big names are on the top half of the draw. Rafa Nadal, Novak Djokovic, and that man, Carlos Alcaraz. Who can actually believe that this man is 19 years of age? He's become the only player to defeat Novak Djokovic and Rafa Nadal in the same tournament, and he went on to win that tournament. I'm talking about the Mutua Madrileña Madrid Open. Absolutely fantastic. He has the game to beat the big boys. And I was watching the press conference of Novak Djokovic, who has won 20 majors yesterday, and Djokovic pretty much mirrored my sentiments when he said that man, Carlos Alcaraz, is achieving more than he should be for a man so young. I think it's unfortunate, looking at it from one perspective, that we're getting these three big guns in one half of the draw. Now, for the uninitiated, as far as tennis is concerned, what this means is that we will not see two of these three men in the final. The maximum we can see is that just one of them can get through to the final. It means that the bottom half of the draw is wide open. And Godfather Ken, like I joked with you on Friday on my show, I think if I am in the bottom half of that draw, I'll fancy my chances of getting through to the final. But it's going to be quite fascinating. I would love. Look, I'm a Roger Federer fan. I'd love to see Roger. Roger Federer is not there, so in the absence of Roger Federer, for sentimental reasons, I would love to see Rafa Nadal win the tournament. I'll tell you why very quickly. Nadal is on 21 majors. No one, dead or alive, has done what Rafa Nadal has done. So I'd love to see Rafa Nadal win. But then from the neutrals' perspective, we want to see the underdog win. So I think a lot of the neutrals will be saying, that man from Spain, the mirror image of Rafa Nadal, 19 years of age, Carlos Alcaraz, he's got the game to beat the big boys. He's got age on his side because the other guys are on the twilight of their career. They might say Carlos Alcaraz to win. But in summary, I think it's going to be an absolutely fascinating tournament at Roland Garros. May the better man win.
Okay, all right, may the better man win. Let us see. I want to say, if it is time for us, if we have the third musketeer, is he around? Or these guys are still there? Because it is a full package today. So that we can move on as we are going. But then while we are waiting to be joined by the third musketeer, let me push this, because today it is going to be football. We are sprinkling it with other sports. All right, but before I'm being told that yes, we actually have to go for a very, very short break, and when we come back, yes, Channel Sport on Sunday continues with the Kings of the North and the South. Stay with us. Yes, that is the sweet memories. That is what we've been able to create right there with Channel's Kids Cup. That is Channel's International Kids Cup. And then you can't get more international than getting the under-13s from Nigeria and the coast of West Africa right down here. They might just say there's the real deal. Evander, the real deal, Holyfield. And he came there to come and tell the kids that, yeah, you can't be great. You can't be world champion just like myself. Right now, because of what happened, the post-COVID months, certain things couldn't be done. But we assure you that come next year, the kids, Nigerian kids, will have their festival of football right here in Lagos. And they will come here and we get them also from the West African coastline and bring them here for China's Kids Cup International. You don't miss that. We'll be giving you those tips and tell you that if not for that, May 27 this year would have been the day for the kids. But then we are waiting for 2023. Go nowhere. But then we are still here today. Let's go straight. Before we go, let us stay in the hall. Manchester City taking on Liverpool. AC Milan taking on Inter Milan. I mean, what are the intrigues? What are the intrigues that are going on? What would the coaches be thinking? If you are Pep, we need to win this match. It's a must-win for both sides. So as Pep, or you want to be, okay, think as club. I wanted to think as Pep. What would you be doing as club? I mean, in order to annihilate Wolves.
So, Manchester City playing Aston Villa and Liverpool playing Wolves. There is a financial aspect to this, which I want us to look at. If Manchester City wins Aston Villa and goes on to win the league, Aston Villa will benefit like a 15 million pounds from the sale of Jack Grealish. So, again, people have said, oh, this is an integrity issue. And again, if Wolves, if Liverpool goes on to win, Wolves too stands to benefit from the sale of Diego Jota. So you can see...
is it cancelling out?
It's cancelling out. It's cancelling out each other. But if our Klopp, like Klopp said, it's not in their hands, really. Everything is in the hand of City. That's Pep. They have that advantage. So no matter what the result from Wolves and Liverpool is, once City is able to secure the maximum 3 points, they have the cup. So all Klopp, if our club can do now, is to do his own part by defeating Wolves and pray that Steven Gerrard and Aston Villa do Liverpool a favour by at least letting City sleep. But whether that will happen remains to be seen. You know that the English Premier League has a way of getting to the wires like this very tense, gripping climax that it always gives us. And that's why it's the most interesting and the most followed league in the world.
Okay, let me come to let me come let me come to Theo. Theo, I know you have followed Pep in a very long time.
Yes,
You've been following Pep,
yeah.
and then you now understand this. Right there in their last match against West Ham, they were 2 goals down. Everybody thought it was all over.
Yes.
Then they came back 2-2, and then they had the opportunity to finish the league on that day,
Yes.
and then Piam. I mean, Mahrez, dependable Mahrez became undependable. Yeah. So, I mean, today, what kind of... people have accused Pep of overthinking.
Let's hope that doesn't
happen. So, are we going to see the overthinking Pep, or are we going to see a Pep that said, we can go it today?
Well, I think Pep Guardiola's biggest enemy is Pep Guardiola.
It's himself.
You know, over the course of the season, you could tell that Manchester City have lost games that on a normal day, they would usually exert dominance and go on to win. Even with Real Madrid in the Champions League, you know, there were instances whereby we knew that, okay, fine, City could have put this game, could have buried, dead and buried, like for a long time ago. But somehow things just have a way of happening to them. But today, against Aston Villa, it will be very hard for Aston Villa to pull up any kind of surprises, because we know what this means to Pep Guardiola. I don't think he has ever gone trophyless in his entire career.
It was in the first season at City.
In his first season, okay, at City.
Yeah, when he came from Bayern. Yeah.
So now at this season, it will be very, very difficult. Today, I don't think Aston Villa will pull up any kind of surprises against Manchester City. My own concern is for Liverpool, because sincerely, I actually want them to win the
Champions League. I think he won the League Cup in that first year.
In his first season,
yeah,
Guardiola won something in his first season.
I think he won the League Cup.
Now,
yes.
I'm looking at Liverpool.
Because he won it 4 years in a row.
I'm looking at Liverpool now. The last thing I would want for them is to do everything possible. Because I think Wolves actually want to win this game as well. I wouldn't want Liverpool to risk players, knowing fully well that they have a Champions League game coming up against Real Madrid. Madrid actually have won the league.
That is the wicked. That is the,
you need to keep your players. It still doesn't matter, because I remember Mo Salah picking that knock-up against Chelsea, and people were actually scared. I hope it is not long-term, you know. So he will be back, and hopefully he will be playing.
They'll be happy they're playing Wolves instead of Aston Villa.
Well, that is the case. But for Pep Guardiola today, I think he has this in the bag. All he needs to do is just tell his players to calm their nerves. Already, yes, Manchester City, Kevin De Bruyne has been voted player of the season. Phil Foden has been voted young player of the season. So I think to a large extent, the morale in the dressing room is high, and you know they can actually end the season at least winning the Premier League. It's almost become their birthright, as far as I'm concerned.
4 out of 5.
Exactly, 4 out of 5.
If so I don't think
if they win it today, which I think they will win today, Ken.
Okay, let's go. Let's go back to Port Harcourt and meet the King of the South. Sammy, where are you?
I'm here.
Okay, you had the guys in the house. The battle in England. Touch that briefly, and then let us see, and then also look at the Milan thing. Where do you think the pendulum is swinging today?
Well, let me quickly start from Milan. Obviously, the title is going to go to Milan, the Serie A title, the Scudetto.
It's already in Milan.
Yeah. Inter Milan have actually done very well to have pushed AC Milan right down to the wire. It's the final day. I think AC Milan, they're away from home. I think they're going to get the job done because their opponents don't really have anything to play for. I think Inter Milan will win at the Giuseppe Meazza, but whether or not they win is going to be pretty academic, because like we know, AC Milan have got a healthy advantage over them as regards the number of points accumulated. So that takes me to the one that many will refer to as the most exciting league in the world, the Premier League. I'm not a Manchester City fan, and I'm not a Liverpool fan, but I have a soft spot for one of the two sides. I'll come to that very shortly. Having said that, apart from pride, apart from wanting to finish the season on a flyer, I don't think Aston Villa actually have anything to play for. They are not going to be relegated. They are not going to qualify for Europe. So I think, I may be wrong, but I think their players are already on holiday mood. And against Manchester City, who have got everything to play for. They didn't win the Carabao Cup. They didn't win the FA Cup. The one they really wanted, the one with the big ears, the Champions League title, they lost in agonizing fashion, like we all know, to Real Madrid. So that has left them with just one more bite at the cherry. That's the Premier League title. If they win today, it will be their 4th Premier League title in the last 5 seasons. So that tells you that Manchester City understand what it takes to win the Premier League title. They're playing at home this afternoon from 4 p.m. Nigerian time in front of their fans at the Etihad Stadium. I think Manchester City have got the better players compared to Aston Villa. I think they're the better team. They have no disrespect to Steven Gerrard, but they have the better manager. So I think they will get the job done today. I haven't said that. This is football. It's not played on paper. It is played on grass. So the big question is this: can the players of Aston Villa, of Manchester City, actually deal with the emotions that will come with this particular game? If they do that and get that first goal, I think they're going to win at a canter. But then there's always the Steven Gerrard angle. Steven Gerrard is a huge Liverpool hero. He's a Liverpool legend. He's a manager of Aston Villa. I don't care what anybody says, but Steven Gerrard would want to see Aston Villa win, if nothing else, but to give Liverpool a chance of winning the title. And then very quickly to the other angle. And I said I have an emotional attachment to one of the two sides. And that side is Liverpool. Not because I'm a Liverpool fan, but because I want to be a part of history. Like we know, Liverpool are champions of the FA Cup. Liverpool have won the Carabao Cup. They're in the final of the Champions League. And if they win the Premier League title today, they will be just one step away from doing what no football club have ever done before, which is winning the quadruple. Can they do it? I don't think it's going to happen, because I think Manchester City will get the job done. They are too strong. They're playing at home, but look, from the neutral's perspective, from the purist perspective, I want to be a part of history. I want to say in my lifetime, I was able to witness something that has never happened before, which is watching Liverpool win the quadruple.
Sammy, didn't you witness Barcelona of 2009? That cleared every... You're talking of England.
Yeah, I mean, we always love the Premier League. So I'm talking about this from
the Premier League,
the perspective of England. It's
England,
the great Manchester United side of 1999 that had players like Peter Schmeichel, Roy Keane, Nicky Butt, Paul Scholes, Gary Neville, David Beckham, Andy Cole. These guys won the treble, but they were not able to win the quadruple. Like I said, I'm not a Liverpool fan, but I'd love to see this happen. But in summary, will this happen? I don't think it's going to happen. Do I want it to happen? Absolutely. But I think at the end of the day, the trophy goes to the Etihad.
Yes, because in 1999, Manchester United were there, the fourth on trick prong. Who can do that? Beating Liverpool in the final to pick the FA Cup. Beating Tottenham to pick the league, to win the league that year, and then went to Camp Nou to, a goal down and in the 91st and 93rd minute. Sheringham, and then Soldier scored that goal for them to win the treble. But like you said, they didn't win the quadruple because one team, Tottenham, defeated Leicester City 1-0 to win the Carabao Cup that year. Then it was not called the Carabao Cup. It was not called the League Cup. It was called the Worthington Cup. Let's go to the King of the North. He is waiting patiently to join us. Moise, you have everybody saying this. Just add your little take, then take us through what this. I mean, the season is coming to an end almost today in all the major leagues in Europe. And then, yes, your boys are all there. When I mean your boys, I mean Nigerian boys are all there. You take us through. Nobody follows their track like Moise does. Let's hear you. Do you think Pep will retain it? Or do you think it is going to Anfield?
I think everything is pointing to the fact that Pep stands the best opportunity to retain the English Premier League title. I mean, it's a change of the champions versus the challenger. That is how I actually see it. And when you look at how Liverpool have been challenging, have been saying this is reminding me of the Arsene Wenger versus Alex Ferguson rivalry and all of that. During the time of Wenger versus Ferguson rivalry, one was just a rival, while the other one was the winner. In all of these Pep versus Klopp debates, Klopp has only won one Premier League title, while Pep has won almost everything outside when it comes to the English Premier League. This will make it 4 in 5. So that's a massive edge. If this happens, it makes it 4 in 5. With all due respect, Liverpool have tried to challenge, but history will only remember the winner. And how it is set out today, history will always remember that Manchester City used to have one challenger in the Premier League, but that challenger couldn't do enough to knock them off their perch. If we're very honest with ourselves, Liverpool have tried. They've done what they mean to stay in. If not for Liverpool, maybe by now would have crowned Manchester City the champions.
The champions,
and if any team deserves to win the Premier League, that team has to be Manchester City. I'm most confident they have been over 38 games. They've been the best team in England over 38 games. They've been fantastic. They've been wonderful. And something is even shocking to me. They were struggling when they were holding a healthy point advantage. The moment the point advantage dropped to 1, they started showing their nerve of steel. They started showing their composure. They started showing their ability. They have been holding their own. Even when all seems to be lost against West Ham, they find a way back into the game and all that. And when you meet City on a very bad day, like the manager of Wolverhampton Wanderers did say when I was watching his preview, he said, when you meet City on a very bad day, they'll make you feel like you're having a very, very bad day. So today for Aston Villa, their prayer with God, let us not have a bad day. And I want to clear something. I heard one of the guests say that in the studio. He said it in the studio earlier on. There is no clause in Aston Villa's sale of Jack Grealish to Manchester City because it was a buyout clause that was triggered. Once a buyout clause is triggered, there are no add-ons in a buyout clause. Once the buyout clause is triggered, the player moves and he moves. City agreed to pay £100 million for Jack Grealish, which will be paid in 3 different installments. And they've paid 2 already. The first one will be in the summer, second one was in January, the third one will be this summer. So they'll be paying 3 different installments for £100 million for the transfer fee of Jack Grealish. The Aston Villa chairman Christian Potter was very, very clear on that. They triggered this buyout clause. And when you trigger a buyout clause, there are no add-ons. A buyout clause means you are pulling that person away from that other club totally. So you can't have any clause involved when the buyout clause is being discussed. That's by the way. But for Diogo Jota, of course, there is a buyout. There are clauses in Diogo Jota's contract. So if we should be scared at all, we should be scared of Wolverhampton Wanderers doing a quick one because Wolves are in financial mess right now. Maybe if City are losing, Wolves might just do, hey, call this guy, call that guy. If we win, remember, if Liverpool win the league, we are the ones that are going to make more money. But hey, that's not how it works in England anyway. It's Pep's title to win. Let me round it up. It's Pep's title to win.
Okay, because we've been following the mainstream sports media, and then it has been trending that there is a £15 million add-on clause in Jack Grealish contract. We've been following it, so we shall cross-check and find out because it's been trending all over, even right there in the UK in the past 36 hours till now, when the issue of Jota's move from Wolves, came in. That yes, they're entitled some money, and then they probably were saying if they drop a place like a Villa drop to 8, probably £2.2 million difference will be there. But we will confirm that. We will confirm that position because that is what is trending even right now in England. But like I said,
can I say something?
Yes.
Very quickly, not about the clause of the contract, but something that Moise touched on, which I think we should look at from a Nigerian perspective. Now, what I want to say is not etched in stone, but I want us to ask ourselves soul-searching questions, especially those of us who follow religiously the Nigeria Professional Football League. I was watching the game between Everton and Crystal Palace at Goodison Park.
Yeah.
Now, Everton needed to win that game to keep themselves in the Premier League for at least one more season. Crystal Palace had absolutely nothing to play for. Everton were playing that game at home, like I said. And halfway into that game, at the halfway stage, Everton were losing that game by 2-0. We all know how it happened, but I'll stay with the point where the game was at 2-0. Now, the soul-searching question I want us to ask ourselves. Like I said, nothing is etched in stone, but I just want to ask ourselves this question. If this was in the Nigeria Professional Football League, where a team playing at home needed to win and the other team had nothing to play for, would it be 2-0 at halftime? The question I think we should be asking ourselves.
Sammy, let me come in here to ask you that very question. Let me come in here to answer that very question. We are not being fair if we entirely want to blame that on the Nigerian Professional Football League. I remember when MFM needed to beat FC Ifan-Yuba to stay in the NPFL. Yeah. I remember that season very well.
Yeah.
MFM needed to beat Ifan-Yuba, and then Ifan-Yuba went to Lagos, took a lead, if I can remember, or was it 0-0 thereabouts? In that very game, a penalty was awarded to FC Ifan-Yuba. If they had scored that penalty, they would have won that game, and MFM would have been relegated. I remember the MFM goalkeeper rolling on the ground and calling on to God and all of that, and then he saved the spot kick from a player who have not missed a penalty ever since he joined FC Ifan-Yuba. So that's just one case. That's just one case out of that. I remember too, I was in Maiduguri when MFM were to play against the Economic Warriors. That year they were battling the league with Enugu Rangers, I think, MFM and Rangers, I think. They were battling for the league title. I remember vividly well. Yeah, I think that was the year. MFM needed to get a result in Maiduguri. I was in Maiduguri that very day. MFM needed to get a result in Maiduguri, and at the end of it all, they were beaten 2-1 2-0 by Economic Warriors. So sometimes these things are not straightforward like that. But I really think what you're saying is well in line. I've seen situations where Northern teams will come together. Yeah, I'm saying this without apology. Northern teams will come together and then say, hey, you win your home games, I win my home game. You win me at home, I beat you at home and all that. And then we'll find a way of picking points away. But between ourselves, we are not going to have our home matches drawn. But if you're in the vintage position, I will give you the point. If you're in the other point, I mean, we've seen this happen, but all of these are behind the books. We know some of these things do happen. And for a very long time, I was complaining about the Sharks of Port Harcourt and Rivers United rivalry. To me, that is no rivalry. We're having the same thing now with Dakar and Aqua United. Sometimes I feel like if Aqua United need a point against Dakar to win the league, you can't point on Dakar not giving that point to Aqua United. It's not going to be possible.
Moise, do you know why that? Moise, do you know why that happened? Do you know why that happened?
Okay,
Why?
all right, okay, all right, gentlemen, all right. Let's we are touching on certain areas that borders on are not facts but opinion. So let us just stay on the same side. I just want to point this out to you, Sammy. Don't go too far. This season in England, Bristol Rovers needed 7 goals to get promotion. I'm trying to remember who they played this season. That's about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Yeah. They needed 7 goals, and they got the 7 goals. If it was Aqua United versus Calabar versus in 2007, we'll say it is Aqua 13.
So Skonto.
Yeah, is it?
Skonto.
Yeah, 7-0 against Skonto. Bristol Rovers beat Skonto 7-0. Yeah. To get it. Nobody saying it was that everybody celebrated that. Oh, they fought, they got it.
You see, Ken,
yes.
your antecedent will always follow you around because of the fact that we know about all this win-at-home syndrome and what home teams and generally what is done behind what's obtainable. Like you said, we might border on opinion, but there's no smoke without fire. And that's why we will always point fingers when certain things
but when you insinuate, make sure that you have facts behind you before the smoke turns to fire. Okay, I'm sticking with Moise here. Why we try to open the lines for our fans to join this show, and they are waiting. They want to pick who is going to win the league. Moise, a Ted Moscatel would have joined us. We still hope he joins us. But then let me drop this here. We saw the Europa League final, and then we saw Joe Aribo, and we saw Calvin Bassey, and then today, I mean, from then till now, and even I think Rangers also played yesterday. They lost the Europa League final to Eintracht Frankfurt, but then they won that. And this is the team of the season. This is the Europa team of the season, and there is that guy you see there. It's Calvin Bassey. He not just made it. He had astounding. He was the player of the final with a rating of 8.0 upon 10. You can't beat that. And then. So, I want to ask you this. Based on the performances of these players, also, before they accuse us of being, how do I say it, gender insensitive, at that in Spain, the Pichichi was gotten by a lady who's played just 19 times, scored 20 goals in just 14 starts in our own Asisat Ushuala. Give us the rundown. How did our players fare in Europe this season?
Anyway, I am particularly excited for Calvin Bassey. I mean, he said we should not be calling him Ugolumba. I remember in 2019, I got a message from a young Nigerian who was at Leicester City requesting if I could help him get into the Nigerian under-20 team, and I passed this message to the Nigerian under-20 coach then, Paul Aigbogun. And Aigbogun fortunately got to know Bassey's mother, so he spoke with Bassey's mother, but then told Bassey that you can't be a part of my team now because my captain, Ikowem Utin, is playing in the same position as you. I would advise you focus on Leicester City and then try to break into the first team. Then he was with Leicester City under 23. That was not to be. He left Leicester City and went to Rangers, and the rest is history. So he's a friend. I mean, Calvin Bassey is a friend. If I can use that word, Calvin Bassey is a friend. So I'm so excited seeing my friend going that far in in football. I've never doubted him. One thing that have always piqued me against most sport journalists is the fact that I have always insisted that the best players eligible to represent Nigeria, regardless of where they are born, should be called up to the Super Eagles.
Exactly.
Should be called up to the youth team. Should be called up to the senior team. I think Calvin Bassey is. And look at it. The three Nigerian players who played in the Europa League final, 4 Rangers were all players born abroad. Leon Balogun, Calvin Bassey, and Joe Aribo. But you can't take away the Nigerianness in them. I mean, I watched them lift the League Cup yesterday in Scotland, and I saw them wrap themselves in the Nigerian flag. There's another Nigerian there, Nnamdi Ofobo. He was a part of the last under-20 team, but he has heart-related issues detected during preseason. So for that reason, he has been inactive so far. We really don't know if he's going to play football. But if you remember, Ofobo very well represented Nigeria at the under-20 World Cup in Poland. Nnamdi Ofobo is having something like a heart-related defect, and we are praying that he gets well soon. I saw him in the pictures of Rangers celebrating, and I can't help but actually wish him well. Then you look at the French Cup as well, won by another Nigeria in Moses Simon. He did very well for Nantes, scored a very vital penalty that qualified them for the final. They ended up winning the final. A good one for another Nigerian player. You look at Emmanuel Dennis. He has never scored more than 10 goals, and then he did it in a league that many thought he can't even do it. This was a guy who went to Germany and only scored 1 goal for Cologne, and I was even called a waste. I mean, the Cologne sporting director even said they regretted signing him. I mean, they called him all manner of names, and he was persona non grata at Club Brugge. He was forced out of the door like you have no spot after he insisted on sitting on the seat, on his own seats. When he was told that the seat is not available, he stormed out of the bus and he was dropped from that very game. He was supposed to join Dortmund. Dortmund needed to, but when that news came out, Dortmund pulled out of the deal. And then he went to Watford, a team that's a yo-yo team, a team that was destined to struggle. To score 10 goals is a magical performance. That's a very, very huge performance for personally on a personal note. That was a very good performance for Emmanuel Dennis Bonaventure. But you can't say the same about William Troost Ekong. I can't quite remember Ekong. I think Ekong has played just once since January. Since after the African Cup of Nations, has played just once since January. I mean, then you look at Samuel Kalu. Many are wondering what was the essence of Kalu moving to Watford, because he's not getting game time. Anyway, not like he was getting game time at Bordeaux. So you have a team where you have 3 Nigerians and another Nigerian, Maduka Okoye, will be joining them this summer following the expiration of his loan deal with Sparta Rotterdam. I mean, when you move away from there and you go into Italy, Victor Osimhen was recently voted the best young player in this year, an honor well deserved. That's a very, very big honor. I mean, it doesn't come bigger than that. Osimhen has had a similar season to that of Asisat Oshoala. When you consider the amount of games that they missed via injuries. I mean, Asisat missed a lot of games via injury, still finished as top scorer. Osimhen missed a lot of games. Osimhen missed 3 months. From my head, I can pick Osimhen missing 3 months. I mean, through injury, and yet came up and then to be voted the best young player in the Serie A. That is no mean feat to have. That is no mean feat to have. I mean, people have forgotten there's another Nigerian in the Serie A called Isaac Success. He isn't doing badly at all. Then there's David Okereke, who plays for Venezia, relegated.
Yeah, he scored the goal. He scored the goal against Roma. Against Roma.
Against Roma, yeah. And here's the funny thing. He scored against Roma. Yes. He scored against AC Milan. But nobody's taking notice. Meanwhile, in the same Italy, Osimhen is under criticism that he doesn't score in the big games. Because in the first 2 seasons so far in Italy, he hasn't scored against any of the traditional top teams in England. In Italy. He hasn't scored against Roma, hasn't scored against AC Milan, hasn't scored against Inter Milan, hasn't scored against Juventus, hasn't scored against Lazio. But nobody's looking at, but nobody's looking towards that direction, and I hope nobody looks towards that direction as well. Now, going back to England, you have Kelechi Iheanacho and Wilfred Ndidi. In Ndidi's case, this is the second time in 3 years that Wilfred Ndidi is not ending the season because of injury. I won't say he's injury prone, but it's slowly becoming habitual. That
is it because of is it because of that defensive midfield that he's always jumping into tackles and everything? Is it because of that?
He's not the only one who plays in that role. If every player who jumps into tackle is getting off injured, then at the end of the season we might not have anybody. So it's about taking care of his body. It's about knowing when to stop. And I think indeed he plays too much game for himself. He plays too much games. It's about knowing when to stop. That's all I'm trying to say in a nutshell. But then credit must go to Kelechi Iheanacho. He's done very well. But how on earth? I'm still wondering how Ademola Lookman managed to score more goals than Kelechi Iheanacho when Iheanacho had more game time than Ademola Lookman. That's a discussion for another day.
All right, okay. Let's see. I don't know if it's possible for us to take some calls now so that you guys can join this show. I don't know what is happening. Okay, but wait, they said we should go on a short break. When we come back, we hope to hear your voices on this show. You stay with us. All right, you're welcome back. We've been having a wonderful time here, and I know you guys at home are also having a wonderful time. I don't know why we've not been able to get the lines connected so that you can join the show and be part of these Liverpool fans. I know you are itching. City fans, you are saying that, and I know those who are somewhere asking themselves, is it going to be Tottenham or is it going to be Arsenal, or is it, who is going to pick that up? I remember a few years back. Tottenham and Arsenal were on this bout, which of them will go for the Champions League. And a night before the match, before the final day, about almost the entire team, the first team of Tottenham, got food poisoning, and they were out, and then they don't send out their second string team, and Arsenal went on to qualify. And they said, look, the most dangerous thing you can do in this life is to try to take top 4 away from Arsenal. And this season it started again when Harry Kane got injured. They said he was sick and something along the line. That was also some 24, 48 hours ago. But as at yesterday, they said Harry Kane is fit. He's going to play the match today, and that is just the team. But then Arsenal came, they did so well. I mean, starting the season, losing 3 matches in a row, and everybody wrote them off. They scored no goal, considered almost about 9 goals or so, but they picked up, and then came up to somewhere. They were having a bad patch until they also went they lost 3 matches to Crystal Palace, to Brighton and Southampton, and then still beat Manchester United and Chelsea back to back. But then they went back there. And then from what we are seeing now, I think Tottenham has their destiny in their hands. They are playing away against Norwich, but then, like we say, football is not mathematics. What is going to happen today? Everybody will be, wondering what is going on. For Manchester United, we've been told that Cristiano Ronaldo will not be good, but win or lose, I think they are no retreat, no surrender. They are Europa sport. I don't know. They'll be there. But then, let us see. The lines are open. Hello, Uche. Uche is speaking from Lagos. Hello, Uche. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, and hello to Ajayi and the others.
Okay.
Team now. You were always good, but the addition of those 2 guys from the north and south, I think it has improved matters a lot. So kudos to all of you. You're doing a great job.
Thank you.
Yeah, but Ken, don't.
Yeah.
You are going to be crucified.
Who is crucifying who?
You.
I'm crucifying.
You made a promise. You made a promise.
Yeah.
Hello, you made a promise last season.
Okay. That.
You made a promise which you have not kept.
What was it? What was it? Just let me know.
You promised that.
What has happened to you?
Under the carpet.
Okay. Yes, I understand. I think something was done. No, I remember that is in NNL, right?
Yes.
It was in NNL. No, I think something was done. I didn't just pick it up. Probably I will reach out to those guys there and let you know what was done. But something was done. Something was done. It wasn't swept under the package.
Please, that's not good enough.
Uche.
That's not good.
Yeah, no. Something was done. Something was done. Yes.
The list of those matches they complained against.
Okay.
And
what you do? Uche, please just leave your phone number before you drop, so that I can reach out to you and discuss the details. Then I know what to reach out to, please. Okay, Uche is talking about, like what Yemi and Co and everybody is insinuating about, somebody who called somebody on phone and said, let us get this thing done. I mean, I think sometimes I don't want to use the word stupid, but then you don't go that way and start saying you want to fix, a match and say, and it is it is that. And then somebody recorded everything and sent it there. So basically, I think a decision was taken. The person, some punitive measures were meted out, and that is just it. Okay. Let us, Catalan. Let us go to Port Harcourt. Because, but before we do that, Okay, Port Harcourt is not there. Okay, let us see, because Omar was supposed to join us on this show. I don't know what happened. Omar never misses. Katuba was supposed to join us from Germany, but then he was in Seville. He was in Seville, and then he watched the Europa Cup final. I just wanted to see a little clip of where the fans were, the Rangers fans were singing praises of Calvin Bassey, who Moise have just been telling us. Can we just listen to that?
Calvin Bassey, Calvin Bassey, Calvin Bassey, Calvin Bassey. Yes, I'm from Nigeria. Yes. Calvin Bassey. Yes. Calvin, 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 Calvin Bassey. Calvin Bassey, Calvin Bassey, Calvin Bassey. Yes, I'm from Nigeria.
That is it. That is it. I am from Nigeria. He is a proud Nigerian, and you can't be prouder. I don't know. I don't know what is happening. Omar was supposed to be. I've been trying to keep it as rapid. I don't know why he has not joined. He never misses. If he tells you I'm this show, he will be here. I wanted to see how that will happen. So. Catalan, let me come to you. Mbappe is staying with PSG. How big is that story?
Ken, the story is as big as the money is going to end. But staying at PSG.
The lights are still open, mind. The lights are still open.
It's big.
Okay.
It's
okay.
Okay.
Sorry, your whole affair is reaching us from Augusta. Hello.
Finally.
Oh, how are you?
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Go on.
And you and your crew there. What I want to ask is that what are they doing to the person that is slapped the referee in MFM? That's number one. And I want to let people know that I'm a Chelsea fan. Aston Villa will see L today. Because we have already known that no matter anyhow, Man City have never collected anything again, less than this league. That is my believing.
Okay.
And please, and we Kuala United, I want you to interview the Bashir, our media officer. They change some coaches, not sacking. Some media are putting sacking. No, changing the position. Some of them sack, but some of them are not sacked. So please interview the Bashir. Let us know what is going on. I know what is going on. He sent me the report. Please.
Okay.
Thank you. We are Kuala United in Lagos State.
Yes.
We want to hear from Ken. Because Ken will tell you the truth.
It's all right. Thank you very much. Thank you for the confidence reposed in us. We'll try to get to hit the truth as much as Carlo also asking us to look for the truth. We'll try as much as possible here to give it as it is. I know before you were trying to take Mbappe, but then let us just go back to that wrestling story. Let us see how our the girls did it. We've just told you that. Odwanyo Adokore, she won six gold medals. She has won this is her sixth gold medal, not six. She won just six assist gold medal. While Blessing, there she is. That's Odwanyo. Blessing is winning her 11th championship at the same time. I tell you this, but then I spoke with Daniel Gali.
11 consecutive.
11 in a row. That is in the past 11 years. Yes. She is the queen. She is the queen of the continent. Apart from this, she has won the Commonwealth gold medal. Yeah. She has won the silver at the Olympics. She's dominated everywhere. But then I spoke with Daniel Gali before coming on air, and the guy said, I am not happy. I said, why are you not happy? You sent 11 athletes to this championship, 8 female and 3 male. Your 8 female won 4 gold medals, 2 silver and 2 bronze, which is all of them are medalists. He said no. He said because we lost by 7 points. They lost to Tunisia by 7 points. Yes. Tunisia was not there before now. You understand? And then Daniel wanted to go with 10 because that is 10 that is maximum that is allowed. And one of those persons that Daniel didn't go with is a defending champion. But the ministry said, we don't have enough money to send you there. So from the money they got and added on, all right, let us take Omoba. Omoba, how are you? Omoba,
Hello,
How are
good
you?
afternoon.
Good afternoon, Omaba.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
I just want to talk about
About?
Something for 2 years, MBBF. So I'm surprised this basketball team, they are doing very well. So I don't know why they should suspend them. If we have any football association to suspend, it should be NFF. I even believe that even if NFF is suspended for years, we will be able to organize our soccer instead of concentrating on the youth sports, 17, under 17, under 20, where people of 28 and 30 years are playing for under 17 and under 20. That we all know it's better for them to concentrate on the Super Eagles. So the NFF should be suspended, not the MBDF. The Basketball Federation, they are doing well. And presently now, we can see that we are actually in the limelight in basketball. So why should it be basketball that should be suspended? It is the NFF that has a problem. Because the Nigerian soccer, the way it is in a shambles. They should declare a state of emergency. Ordinary World Cup, we cannot qualify. A team that is so depleted, like the Ghanaian national team, we draw with them in Ghana, with Nigeria. It's a shame. Let's put all those third legs away. All our below average professional footballers that we are bringing in. We have those playing at home that are very good. And if we should take them to international competitions, they are very hungry. They are hungry. They want to eat the limelight.
All right, thank you, Omaba. Thank you. Thank you very much, Omaba.
They are comfortable. They don't want to break their legs. So they are not committed.
All right, thank you very much. Okay. Thank you very much. Let us keep it short because the time is not much. We have a full house here. Let me just go straight to is Sammy back? Okay, so let's let's close. This show is coming to an end. I wish we could go on, but then. Maurice, before we close, briefly, let us just take it because we are almost running out of time. The NFF just announced Jose Pesero. I mean, it's been lingering. Your thought on this? They said he is taking on our game friendly against Mexico. What do you make of this?
He has never been in a job more than 1 year for the past 10 years. I hope he comes here to last. The past 10 years, all of his job has always ended after 1 year. This time around, I'm praying that he will have a time. I think what we need is somebody who is tactically some will say tactically, some will say technically sound, because we actually have the players and we have somebody who will be straightforward with player selection, somebody who just who just fashion a style that can bring out the collective talent of this individual player and be molded into a team. We're not there under Genetro. We appear to start we started very well with Genetro. After a while, the team went down, and we've been rigmaroling one coach to another. Guavon had this one, had that one. Now we're bringing in Jose Pesero after all of the whole drama. I'm just happy that all of these have ended, and Pesero will get down to work very well. He's one manager whom I speak with a couple of people in Portugal. The ratings are not good, but I do tell them, there's no coach that has come to Nigeria with a good rating. We'll make the rating.
We'll make the rating. All right.
In a good way.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you very much, Maurice. It's always a pleasure. We'll come back to you soon, very, very soon. I know it's been long you are in this show, but I mean you're already part. You know you're part of the show, so just keep it hot in Kaduna. Thank you very much, Maurice.
Thank you.
We are going
for Pesero. I think like Maurice said, Westhoff came here without a record. Exactly, without a record. Yes. So, Genetro now looking for another job, quoting what he achieved in Nigeria.
In Nigeria. Exactly. Not in Burkina Faso. Where he was at.
So we see how that pans out. We always support it. He's been given the job. All we need to do is line up behind him and support him for him to succeed. And that remains his own responsibility for him to succeed now.
All right.
Lining up and helping people to succeed. We're talking about Daniel Ligali and what he has done with Bayosa and the wrestling, his fighters. He would have done more at this championship. He didn't get And he wasn't able to take enough athletes. Yeah, while other teams came with the maximum number of athletes.
Tunisia and Egypt with 30. Why we go with 11?
And we went there with just 11, and yet we were able to finish second. Just by marginally losing.
A bronze would have given us extra 15 points, and we would have topped
that, you know. So leaving some of our best comeback fighters.
Okay, all right. I said that I'm being told we are out of time. How can that be? It is going to be either City or Liverpool. I am Ken Ochonogo. As we drop the pen, have a blessed Sunday.